So I'm just assuming that they're gonna probably announce some stuff
Sprinkle
for
some
that
stuff.
area. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to be done.
They got a whole panel on shopping too, where you can reserve a time to go buy merch.
One view I don't need to get
Are you
in.
serious?
Awful.
Yeah, they literally do. It's Friday. Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by Not Club 33. Today, we're talking about D23 2025. The Parks panel doesn't exist this year. My name is Steve Rhodes. With me is Pat Neestat.
What's up?
Becky Wells is here.
Hey.
And so is the Disney cynic, Bobby Burchins.
Do you guys know that lions sleep for like 21 hours a day, but snails can sleep for like 3 years?
Damn, I want to be either one of those.
Giraffes sleep for like 6. Giraffes is like 6 minutes a day.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, couldn't do that. Did you learn that on the safari in Animal Kingdom?
That sounds like something I learned from the TV show on Disney Plus. Yes.
There you go. Speaking of Disney Plus, what you won't find there coming up is any stream of a parks panel at the D23 convention. That's going to be happening at Walt Disney World at one of their resort hotels, Coronado Springs. This year, they've announced everything they're doing, and there's no dedicated parks panel, which I guess we all kind of find kind of odd because that's usually a staple of these events, especially as you're building a Villains Land, a whole new damn park in Abu Dhabi, and multiple other things across the world. There's no dedicated parks panel. What do you make of this, Bobby?
So one of two things is happening. Either A, they're gearing up for a major announcement, meaning that we're going to actually get the 5th park or some sort of facsimile of a water park or a half-day thing or something, or they got nothing. And I kind of lean towards the latter because a lot of the engineering shakeups, Imagineering shakeups over at the company have led to, I would say, a lot of projects being put on hold. And if you don't have everything lined up in that way, it's going to take like 2 or 3 years before they get everything completely lined up. They might have an artist rendering or some shit in like 6 months or whatever, but they have like way too much turnover right now for them to really be displaying anything and confidently commit to it. So I don't necessarily blame them, but it also looks kind of bad, if I'm being honest, because after they announce, oh, hey, we're going to do Abu Dhabi, that's great. I'm telling you, like, the American audience wants things for America too right now. And they feel, I kind of feel jilted a little bit that, you know, we're getting all this new stuff elsewhere when it comes to Japan and China and now Abu Dhabi. But when's the last time that we paid attention down here in Florida? Or even out in
Villains Land.
Villains Land
is Monsters Inc.
You guys are missing the point of where I'm coming from. All those locations got big new expansions, actual expansions, not refurbishments, not cut capacity, even in some cases with those refurbishments. No, actual expansions where they had something new and they didn't take something away from your experience.
Villains Land is going to be new. So
yeah,
Villains
that's an
Land
expansion, and so is Monsters
5,
Inc.
6 years out. Maybe
that's an expansion too.
Yeah.
So we're, this is a kind of the reason why I'm bummed about it. And to do it, to not do it at Disney World, I should say, is also kind of insulting in that sense. Because hey, we're supposed to be the crown jewel of the parks experiences, and now we're the redheaded stepchild.
Those are different budgets though too. The foreign parks are not. They're funded by the places that they're at.
I understand all that.
So that makes, I think, a big difference in
if
how
we were
much...
talking economics and business class or business sense, this would be a completely different conversation.
Sure, I'm just saying.
I'm talking about my experience as a customer, and I couldn't give less of a shit if Disney makes a profit or not. What I care about is whether or not I'm enjoying myself and whether or not I'm getting value. And they haven't given me any of that.
Well, back to the point of the parks panel, though, you mentioned a litany of things that are going on elsewhere, but to not even discuss them. Yeah. Becky, what do you make of that? Like that it seems odd.
So yeah, I think it's odd. And I think that there's a possible, okay, so which one will be worse? Re-announcing things that are already announced, like, oh, you gave us nothing new, or just not. Like, if they go and highlight, even if it's new things about each of the things that have been announced, is that going to piss people off more because there was nothing new, but they just told us about the things we know? Or are they more pissed off because there's nothing? I don't know if that's the dice they were rolling. I don't know. But that's kind of like the thought I have is like, okay, I mean, they could tell us the next few things and reveal a few more things, but is that going to like satisfy everybody? I don't
No.
I feel like people are going to bitch either way. So at that point, like, why commit to something if they can't? Like Bobby was pointing out with the turnover, different things like that. It's like if we nerdy are going to get complained about, let's not rope ourselves down to like something specific that may change. So
Yeah,
that's
look at
kind
the
of my
original
guess.
renderings for Epcot versus what we got. Just saying. So,
Sure,
no matter what they show us, the final product is not what they're putting out with those concepts.
Yeah, and I can understand that for sure, but I'm just saying maybe they're just like, you know what, let's just keep it moving how it's moving. And I think it's super wild to have no parks panel. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to like devil's advocate. Like maybe they're just doing it to not like make people mad that they didn't give enough, or they told something that they already told. I have no idea. It's bizarre.
It is odd that they're not going to like discuss any of the projects that they do have coming, like maybe some more new details about Villains Land or more details about the Monsters Inc. area. Although we know everything about the Monsters Inc. area, we know pretty much everything about the Cars area. So I don't know.
I don't get why they didn't hold some of it for this as an announcement, because nobody would have been surprised if they held it, other than Epic opening and they're trying to like give little bits to remind people they're relevant. But like, it makes no sense.
Well, that's why I think that they just kind of ran out of gas with it. They might have just exhausted everything that they have like can talk about or whatever.
I think it's even more to your other point, Bobby. And Epic has something to do with this loosely, but I think to your point where the turnover in Imagineering with getting some new leadership, just kind of continually coming on, they want to get fresh eyes on it before they just go with whatever was there before, and maybe tweak some things before they actually start going vertical with some of this stuff, because if you can get better Imagineering, then it's going to be a better experience for all of us. That's my hope, at least. But also, I kind of feel like, and I've said this in shows years back, but Universal does a good job of, something's coming, but you never really know exactly what. And they don't really give you anything until it's almost fully fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney's really bad at that. They'll announce stuff that they are just dreaming up. And then people are like, well, why did it take, 7 years to be? It's like, well, we told you about it when we had just written up a sketch, where Universal would never do that. So maybe Disney is just taking a page out of their book, and just one day, you'll see all this vertical stuff going up and you'll be like, what the hell is that? And then they'll just be like, oh yeah, coming next year, it's going to be X. And then that's just what we start getting.
Look at Lakeshore Lodge. I mean, that's not parks, but like that one was here, then completely gone. Then it's like, oh, that looks really close to.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're starting to see that if given too much information about things, What'd you say?
I don't think they're finished with roughing yet over at Lakeside. But
no, not yet. But it like went very, very quickly once they.
The end of next year,
a year and a half, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so even though they probably have been fleshing that out, the whole time.
Resort too. That's a big resort. It's huge.
And they just didn't tell us about it until they were ready to share it. And I
they
think
had the
that's kind of the way they're
and they
going.
want to distract and be like, this is also coming. And, you're trying to sell something that just finally did open. You're not going to name other. It's just, it's hard to say. Like the Villains Land, like the amount that's cleared, land cleared wise for that is massive.
Yeah.
That was actually one of the things that we learned a little bit more about with the accompaniment of a map that was backstage, and we were like,
"Oh,
really?"
So, do you think this parks panel missing is going to be one of those things where they just reserve it for the expo unless they have something like dynamic to show us?
They have they do have a whole thing, like a whole panel on villains. So I'm just assuming that they're gonna probably announce some stuff for that area. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to be done.
They got a whole
Probably.
panel on shopping too, where you can reserve a time to go buy merch.
One
Where's
queue,
the
I don't need to get
Are you
in.
serious?
That's awful.
Yeah, they literally do. It's Friday.
That's great.
Yeah, it's the Friday
Yeah.
thing. So
That's
if
what
you
I
didn't
mean.
get
They
your
do that
ticket,
at Run
you're
Disney
screwed.
expos all the time.
Yeah.
Are you talking about for the expo? The
Yeah.
queue
So-
for getting. Oh, yeah, that's not a spot. I thought you meant like in
I
general.
know.
Nah,
So
they
the
do
name-
that all the
the-
time because
they
people are
named this-
psychotic.
They named this the Journey Around the World at Disney. So I don't know if that means like each panel, maybe they're going to like sprinkle in some.
We will find
That's
out.
Yeah.
Bobby, what were you going to say,
It's
Bobby?
odd,
My question, my conspiracy theory is that because nothing new has been completed since they've torn down like Rivers of America, there's going to be some sort of vocal fan base of the Libertyville or some shit, like roll in and
Let's get
Oh,
start booing
years.
everything. That's my conspiracy theory. They wanted to avoid that PR.
Could be.
But it's only been
I
closed
mean-
for like a month. Like it hasn't
Yeah.
been that long.
The people who are
They
pissed
drained
are
it.
pissed. I'm just
They
saying.
drained it.
Yeah.
It's all
'Cause,
drained.
you know, they were all
Last I
wrapped
saw.
around in line trying to get on Rivers of
I
America
know.
before it closed it.
You,
Well,
yeah,
right.
the one thing.
But
Kindly
imagine
shut
if
the fuck
all
up.
12 of those people showed up and booed.
Yeah.
We'd be loud.
Yeah, that's true. All 12.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
several seats, folks, about that. You
Yeah.
never rode the motherfucker. And now all of a sudden you care. Boo-hoo. Yeah. I am just really though, like especially with the Abu Dhabi thing, you figure that's more fleshed out than it is just because the influx of money that's available to build it. You figure they could have just done a whole damn thing on that and people would have ate that shit up. And to not even have that on the list, I don't know.
I don't
maybe
think it's
just
their
coming for-
choice. I think that
Oh.
the whole Yaz Island thing has a say as to what gets released and everything like that. They're
Mm.
That could
very
be,
particular about what it is that they
That's
build
smart.
over there. So
Yeah.
it wouldn't
Mhm.
shock me if like, nope, they're not releasing shit until they create the hype.
Because there's going to be a lot of new technology and stuff that they don't want probably out in the
Mhm.
public that doesn't even exist.
Wouldn't shock me.
An indoor theme park, of that magnitude.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to make a trip over there, Bobby. Get that passport ready.
I'm gonna go over so well there, especially with this background and shit.
Yeah.
I'll be a big hit
Blends in.
over there.
Yeah. Blends in.
Yeah, you might
Oh,
be.
over there, no one cares. Yeah. Literally. It's full of Americans and Brits.
That's fair. Well, I also don't have the financial. Can I put that on the company card?
You could, but we've set you to
Bounce
a
right
very
back.
low limit.
Bitch, Janine again.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to call her up and see if she can double it to $2.
Start writing my emails right now.
Yeah.
Milton.
You can't even park at the airport for that.
No, you can't. You have to do that on your own time. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's not the sky is falling, and we're going to see as things unfold as this whole D23 convention takes place in Orlando here.
is
But
it?
it's the 29th, or Friday through Sunday, or whatever that is. So we've got it here coming up, and yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think you might be right, Pat, where they're just kind of sprinkling some tidbits in, but they didn't want to dedicate a whole sit down. And maybe Bobby's right about the conspiracy Rivers.
Well,
of
there's nothing new
couldn't
to there's nothing new to talk about, but they are going to talk about the stuff they already talked about.
But yeah, every year they give us an extra detail or two,
Yeah.
like where they
Yeah.
just say, "Hey, we've got this," or "We could do this." Like,
But they just announced it all last year, so
Yeah.
but you figure in a year's time you'd have
Yeah.
details,
a model or something. Yeah,
something of that nature.
One would think.
one would think.
I think we're gonna get more of that kind of thing once the
Well, Becky saw maps, so they got maps.
yeah. Well, hey, don't tell on that cast member like that. He wasn't supposed to share that with her.
No, it's out there. So
Yeah.
It's out
he
there.
he specifically, he's like, this is technically out there on public record, but people don't know what they're looking at. So I can tell you about it. So he didn't tell us anything that was, like,
Oh.
you just got to know what you're looking at, I guess.
I guess I don't know what I'm looking at.
I didn't name drop anybody. We're good.
Go follow Becky on social media. Maybe she'll point it out for you on her socials.
Talk about the weirdest DMs. I mean,
yeah. Speaking of following, you can go follow us on our social medias. It's at not_club33 on all social media platforms. Also, what you could do is turn on notifications so you know when we upload videos such as this one. Our next show, we'll be talking about our recent parks trips. Becky did the Keys to the Kingdom tour. We just alluded to that. I stayed at the Swan Reserve. We'll be doing a show on that. So have those notifications on so you know when that video drops. If you like us, hit like. It helps us in YouTube's algorithm. Consider subscribing. It is free to do so, and it really helps out our channel. For everybody here at Not Club 33, have a fantastic day.